Hello everyone, this is 10X Generation. This is my road to $1 billion. I'm building I was building a PC sharing platform, and that's kind of on the back burner right now. I'm focusing more on, of course, revenue now. So I've switched to app development services and website development services. Basically, I just cold call businesses that I know don't have a website, and I offer to make it for them. And I've been learning the ropes of code calling, and I found some pretty cool strategies that work pretty well. The biggest thing that made the difference is, number one, ditching the script. That's first off. Number two, being friendly, so almost casual, like friendly and casual. And number three, being almost arrogant. Not quite arrogant, but almost arrogant. That works wonders. After I employed this strategy, I think I called 10 more people, and like pretty much every single person was like, oh, that's really interesting. Let me get your information. Let me get this. Let me get that. But unfortunately, only one of those people actually called me back. And that's another lesson that I've learned, is that when someone says, hey, that's super interesting, I do need a website. Yeah. They're like approval in all different ways. And you think you successfully got them. If they say they'll call you back or they'll go through the website, chances are they won't. So out of those people who were like, yeah, we're super interested, only one went through and was like, actually, I want to make a website now. And he came up with a scheduling date. So that's the key. That's the next step. That's one of the other problems that I was thinking about. Was like, okay, let's say I successfully convince somebody to use my service. What's next, right? The next step is to schedule a formal meeting. Schedule it right then and there. Make them promise, pretty much, to go into a subsequent meeting. And so for the last person, we had that meeting, and I told him all the things that I offer, all the things that I'm going to do, the total cost. And he was like, wow, that sounds excellent. And because this is pretty much my first lead, I think it was a little bit of insecurity or something like that, but it led me to making a tremendous mistake. I was trying to be very nice, and I felt I had to sweeten the deal even more. I felt like I had to sweeten the deal. Even though he said yes, I felt like I had to do more. What did I say? What was the foolish thing that I said? I said, how about this? Because I'm feeling super generous, like kind of an inversion. I was feeling elated. I was up here, but I felt I had to sweeten the deal. I said, because I'm feeling generous, I will build you the entire website for free. And then after you approve, we can start on the monthly cycle. And that was a tremendous goof. He was probably willing to pay right then and there, but I made I did this thing simply. I think it was, like I said, I think it was insecurity or some sort of just not feeling like this was real, or like, I don't know what it was, but it's negative. It was bad. It was a bad decision. But he still, of course, agreed because it's a good deal for him. And I went off and built the entire website. But it took me about 3 days to build a website. It's not usually going to take me that much time. The reason it took me that much time to build the website was because this is my first customer. I want to make kind of a framework to very quickly pump out these websites. So in case you didn't see the previous video, my strategy is basically to take car washes. I want to focus on car washes, because car wash websites are pretty much all the same. And basically have templates for all these car wash websites. And then just, they tell me what they want, and I can very quickly, in maybe an hour or two, build the entire website. And it's robust, has all the features that you could ever want in a car wash website. But I can do it quickly because I'm just kind of reproducing what I've done before. But I have to make that template. So this first website was me making the website, but also using those components to make a template. So it took me a little bit longer than it normally would. Like I said, 3 days. And after I finished, I uploaded it to my server, and I was like, hey, you could check it out, see if you like it. He said, it's good, just change these things. And I went ahead and immediately made those changes because I want to be the perfect, I want to be just you know, like there. But I think honestly, I was feeling, I think it was like almost a desperation, or like I was seeming desperate in a way. He sweetened the deal even though they already said yes. When he calls, I answer immediately, and it's just, I think that's my biggest mistake for this first person. But anyway, I build the website, I make the changes. He says he loves it, but then he says, okay, I'm gonna need to talk to a couple people. So he talked to his business partner about some stuff. I don't know what he talked about. And then he also talked to his son. So this guy, he is, I assume he's older. He sounded older, but his son is 30. So I could probably imagine that he is at least 50 years old. So he's not really up to the, he was not super technically affluent, right? So he called in his son, and his son grilled me. He was like, okay, I want to know exactly what you're going to offer. Why would I pay you this amount of money when I can do this? And, I was ready for all those questions. And I think I did a pretty good job on those questions, because when he finally hung up, the original guy called me back and he said, hey, I'm ready to do it. Let's take it. I'll take the website. So at this point, I had already built the website, made the relations, done all that stuff, and I thought I had made it. I thought I had secured the bag. So what I did at that point, I was like, hey, fantastic. It's a pleasure to work with you. All you need to do is I'm going to send you an email. It's going to be a link to Stripe, and you just put in your billing information, and then we can start with the subscription, and we can get this website hosted and everything that you need and improve your car washing business. 2 days passed, no response, no payment, no nothing. I called him back, nothing. So yeah, I could get excited. I didn't get excited when he said yes, because my previous video, in success, stay here. If you get too happy, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Just stay here. If you get optimistic, throw some pessimism in there until you're like, okay, how it goes is how it goes. It's whatever. It's fine. Right? So when I didn't get the payment after 2 days, I'm not actually sad about it. And when he said I would pay you, I didn't get super happy about it. So I'm fine. But there's a lot of lessons in there, and I kind of went over those lessons. First off, don't be super generous. Don't be super generous. You want to be kind. You want to be respectful. You want to be nice. But not overly generous, because I think what it does, it devalues your service. And it has a lot of parallels with dating, honestly. A lot of parallels. Just kind of be cool about it. And once you get that yes, you're in. Don't try to sweeten the deal. Oh, I'll do this, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just take it for what it is. And yeah. So that's kind of the lessons. And with these lessons, I've internalized them already. So when I get back on the trail of cold calling, I feel I'll do a little bit better. Right. So where am I at now? So I'm not going to start cold calling immediately yet, because one of the features he wanted me to create was online scheduling. So you go on the website, you want to get a car wash or wax or whatever on your car. He wants it so that you can schedule it on the website. And everyone gets these remote notifications when it's about time. He has a schedule so you can see all of his service appointments. And I had a solution for him, but while I was putting it all together, I realized that the solution isn't scalable. It's fine for one person. It's okay for 5 people. It's terrible for 10, and I plan to get 50 plus customers to be working with, right? It becomes completely unmanageable with 50 customers, because I need passwords for each one, and then juggling, hey, you need to reset your password, because I'm using someone else's system. So what I'm going to do before I start cold calling again, I'm going to go back to not the drawing board, but I'm going to create my own scheduling service. So it'll be basically take my website, have a subdomain under it, and based on certain parameters that you put in, it pulls up your calendar, it allows you to make schedules, it does everything, but it's mine. And that does a bunch of really cool things. First off, it becomes scalable. Number two, I can make it so that it doesn't need passwords. It doesn't need any kind of crazy dashboard that I gotta learn. Number three, it's completely free besides the server cost that I'm already paying for. And number four, it's a fun challenge to make. And what makes it even more fun is because I'm learning a new skill. I've never made a scheduler like this before, this one. And when I make websites and things like this, I'm using Next.js. And I've learned previously that you can make API routes, application programming interface routes, for your website. And what those do, basically an API, you can think of it as a program sitting up in a server somewhere that handles kind of the sensitive data or computationally expensive parts of your application somewhere else besides the device. So let's say you're doing a banking app. When you put in your bank information, you don't want the computer, the person's computer, to have direct access to the banking database or whatever, right? You should have that somewhere secure, and that's where we use API. You would basically have the website talk to the server, and then the server is like the gateway to the sensitive bank information, right? So that's something that I'm gonna need to basically handle deal with the scheduling database. So yeah, but the way I usually do this is I would have like a Python script, and I would use Flask, and I talked about this with my PC sharing platform, but I would use Flask and Unicorn and Nginx and do all this stuff to create an API using Python. And that exists as two separate entities. So you have the website that does all this stuff, and then the API that runs on Python, and it's two different things. What Next.js allows is for you to make API routes in the same project as your website or your application, which is really neat. It's really neat because it means I only have to deal with one website or one coding language, JavaScript. And I don't have to kind of juggle with all these other programs to do all the other server stuff. So, and it seems simple. So that's something else that makes this project kind of interesting or extra interesting, because I get to learn that and compare it to what I've been doing. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's going to take me maybe a couple more days, 2-3 more days to go ahead and make. And once I make it and I verify everything is correct, I'm going to start back on with the cold calling. But yeah, that's really it. That's the update. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation. I never say this in the end of my videos, but I'm going to go ahead and start. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation, and I'll see you guys next time.